Hello. So what I'd like to talk to you about today is something that's not specifically about butlering, but it is something that's always affected me personally, and I know it affects millions of people around the world. What I would like to talk to you about today is the dyslexic advantage. So for many years I've had a changing relationship, shall we say, with dyslexia. When I was young, it wasn't really a widely diagnosed problem. So, just like so many people from my generation, all I would get from the teachers for the reasoning for my slow reading, my poor spelling, poor writing, was very much must try harder, isn't concentrating, things similar to that, which of course are very demoralising to a child, especially as this would have been sort of like primary school time before my 11 plus, and when you later then due to this failed my 11 plus, so I didn't get to go to the grammar school, which is in England at the time. You know, if you were clever you went to grammar school, and if you weren't you went to high school, so I went to the non-clever school. Then later, towards the end of high school, and actually when I went to sort of community college, they sort of recognised dyslexia as being a thing, and they were sort of, treated it like a disability, really. It was like, well, you could get some extra funding to have some extra tuition and things like that. And to be honest, that was almost worse than the red pen on the paper saying, could try harder. Because what that makes you feel like is that even if you do try harder, you're not going to succeed. So I would say that attitude is more demoralising than people just totally ignoring that it's a thing altogether. But over the years, from both myself and speaking to many highly successful individuals, business people, scientists, other creatives, what I've come to learn is that dyslexia actually is not the disadvantage that you would immediately think it is. In fact, I would go as far as to say it is the dyslexic advantage. See, the reason is dyslexic people have a unique way of thinking. Now, this gives them an advantage in certain areas. Research has shown that dyslexic people are often highly creative and excel in fields such as art, music, and design. This is because dyslexia can lead to a different way of processing information, which can result in unique and innovative ideas. Now, much more useful to a butler is the fact that dyslexia can lead to strong problem-solving skills. Being able to think in a different way, being able to use your brain in a different way, means that you have a level of problem solving that, quite frankly, the average person just does not have. You build pathways to find alternative ways of understanding and processing information, which can result in the developing of strong analytical problem-solving skills. This is especially useful when you need imaginative ways to solve complex problems. Another way that dyslexia has been a sort of superpower for me in butlering, and would also be the same for many other people in many other walks of life, is that people who are dyslexic often have a much stronger sense of empathy and intuition. This is because they have to work harder to understand social cues and non-verbal communication to make up for the other things they find difficult. As a result, dyslexic people can often pick up very subtle emotional cues that other people may well miss. This is particularly useful in butlering and any other field where you're dealing with people in very high stress and unusual situations, because if you can read the room and you can read the person well, maybe you're not very good at reading a book, but if you can read a person like a book, that's actually much more useful in real life. So, of course, I am not trying to downplay the fact that dyslexia can be a disadvantage in life. I understand that as much as anyone else who suffers with it as a problem. But what I have grown to realise is, just like every good superhero, it's always something bad that happens to them that creates their superpower. Being dyslexic is not as exciting as being bitten by a radioactive spider. But what it does do is give you amazing strengths and advantages. By embracing our unique way of thinking, dyslexic people can excel in life in a way that people that think in a more straightforward way maybe can't even replicate.